I know Wahi, like you said, for a decade now, and I have seen tremendous growth in him. Not only in the way he looks, I mean, that is to a given, it's obvious, right? But I've seen the growth in a way. He wants to become better now, you know. He used to never read before. He reads now. And he started reading a couple, you know, many years before. But you know, his taste.
हाँ यार, क्योंकि आधी सारी चीजें समझ ही नहीं आती थी मुझे, तो मैं थोड़ा vocab ठीक कर लेते हैं.
vocab See, कुछ चीजें बिल्कुल नहीं बदलेंगे, इसका vocab हो जाएगा.
अंदर से देखो, अंदर से तो दिल्ली है ना. The other day I'd put up a story on Instagram. It said, if मैं ऐसा ही हूँ is your constant state of mind in life, then you're not evolving.
Correct, absolutely.
Then your evolution has stopped.
Yeah.
And I feel,
gosh, I used that in my dialogue the other day. And you know, this is the thing about Wahi and I. There are so many times he says, you know, this I did, or something like this I thought. I'm like, I had the same thought yesterday, or I had the same, you know, I did something similar to this. So एक पता नहीं, एक अजीब सा कनेक्शन है हम दोनों का.
I know it's for Instagram and for all the social media things, it could be a so-called viral aspect, but I feel they've loved the Virushka they've seen, and they'll like this Virat and Anushka also, I feel.
Hi Jennifer.
Hello.
Hi Karan. Hi Reem. Welcome to
Hello.
News 18. How are you guys doing?
Very well, yeah, thank you.
Tired?
नहीं.
Not at all?
इससे ज़्यादा तो शूट कर ही लेते हैं. वो तो तब भी chilled out है.
Okay, so let's dive straight into your series. Who argues the most वैसे in real life? About what?
Everything.
आप बोलो.
Everything.
अभी करते हैं.
दिल्ली से हूँ. काम ही है हमारा.
No, Jennifer was the first one to say कि Karan. So what is it that he argues the most
for
about?
such a long time. Karan has
कितना
a point
अच्छा
of view.
करण बोलता है कोई मेरे को.
Has a opinion on everything, and most of the time it is right.
Okay.
Sometimes it is not. Okay. But he also, I think, you know, he just सिर्फ एक्टिंग नहीं करता, ये बाकी भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें करता है. तो हम सुन लेते हैं इसकी बातें, बिकॉज जैसे प्रॉपर्टी हो गया, ये हो गया, वो हो गया, दुबई में ये इधर उधर पता नहीं कहाँ कहाँ इनके घर है. तो ऐसे काफ़ी सारी चीज़ों का इनको नॉलेज है. तो इनको बिकॉज ही हैज़ दैट नॉलेज, ही ऑल्सो हैज़ हिज पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. सो yeah, I mean, in that way, Karan knows it all.
Karan, do you have any comment on that?
I don't have any comments.
Of course he has a comment.
I have a point of view on my point of view. नहीं यार, I think it's you know, sometimes when it's like when we were kids now, we were back, like I was also one of the backbenchers. Today all backbenchers are podcasters, technically, क्योंकि काम तो हम वही कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि बातें वही कर रहे हैं ना. और कोई बुरी बात नहीं है, मतलब क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली ऑल्सो इट्स बिकम अ वेरी, हम इतना ज़्यादा हो गए ना कि आर ओपिनियन मैटर्स, या यू नो, अगर कोई बात कर रहा है आपके सामने, और अगर आपको उसके अंदर कुछ आपको लगता है कि अगर आप कुछ बोलना चाहते हो, तो मुझे अनफॉर्चुनेटली थोड़ा ज़्यादा लगता है हर बार.
Sometimes it has landed him in trouble also.
Yeah, sometimes it has landed me in deep trouble, but मैं नहीं मानूंगा.
No, but individually, who do you think you argue with the most?
I don't.
He doesn't argue. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you know, like, you know, usually it's
Argument, you don't
parents.
argue, yaar.
No, I think I think argument में बताऊँ सबसे ज़्यादा मुझे ऐसा लगता है, मैं अब ना as I've grown older, I think my most arguments are with my dad. Also because वो ये ना, एक घर में दो अल्फा रह नहीं सकते हैं आराम से. And as you grow older, because your father's the alpha man, you know, has always been the alpha man in my family, and I'm the only child. It's also very difficult to maintain that balance, because now I'm also no longer a boy. I'm also a man, so I also have my experience coming. So I think those arguments are also not like nasty arguments.
Of course,
they're very debatable kind. You know, we are very man to man कि आपको नहीं पता है आपके ज़माने में ऐसा होता होगा, लेकिन ज़माना बदल गया.
Right.
But I think other than my father, I don't think so I argue, but yes, I'm a very opinionated guy.
Yeah.
And I feel like even with my friends, if I share my opinion, I don't throw my opinion on them. I'm like, ये मेरा opinion है, तुम्हें जो करना तुम कर लो, but मुझे लगता है ये है. So I think that's it. Argument नहीं है इतना.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Reem, do you want to say something? Who is that one person you think you argue with the most?
See, again, it's my dad. That I love him the most, but we also argue the most. And it's again because it's a small family of 3. So him and I are the one who make the faisla karne wale वगैरह. So we argue a lot, but then also we fight a lot as well. But then वो शाम को या तो वो मुझे phone कर ही देंगे या तो मैं उनको phone कर ही दूँगी. ये चलो now let's go out and have bhurji pav or let's go have pav bhaji. Like we always come back to each other.
Right.
Apart from that, I don't argue that much with people because मेरा होता है कि कुछ चल रहा होता है जहाँ मेरा है एक different opinion, but because also the fact that I am young, I'd stay away from it. I was like, it's okay, it doesn't matter. उनको अपना आपस में करने दो, वो आपस में कोई ना कोई middle ground पे आ ही जाएंगे. I'm sure they are mature people, so I stay away from arguments. But yeah, with my dad, I don't shy away, and I love that. Honestly, when we don't argue, I'm like, काफी दिन हो गए.
कुछ तो missing है.
कुछ तो missing है.
Yes, do you have to say anything?
I don't argue. I just cut off.
That's the best.
No, but if I do, मेरे में patience इतना है नहीं. And if I have argued, I maybe with my mom. And because me and my dad have a very chilled out kind of a relationship where he understands what I want to say. We don't have to say it in words to each other. Yeah, with my mom, I do argue because she just doesn't listen sometimes. Yeah, my mommy, yaar,
but I think ये हो जाता है. As you grow older, like initially I was more closer and more chilled out with my dad because my dad was very chilled out.
But I've always been, my dad and me have always been like this.
So now I'm like more chilled with my mother. So I think that shift keeps
it keeps happening throughout your life. Absolutely. I have seen the assets that have released from your show. It's very interesting actually because it's courtroom dramas. Usually we don't get to see so much on the digital space. It's usually largely made for the big screen. There was this one dialogue by your character Anushka that really stood out for me. I think you said something on the lines of wait, I'll read it out. You said, I don't need to lower my ambition.
Nor my character.
Oh, no, yes. You said that I will...
neither lower my ambition nor my character.
That is such a powerful line, I think, especially for a woman to say, because, honestly, across, spheres of life, women are often called out, for the lack of a better word, for being over-ambitious. What do you have to say about that, as an actor especially?
I mean, the reason why you resonated with that line is because I resonated with that line as well. That's why I could bring that truth out in that line because I feel that line, and I have stood by that line all my career. There have been offers, big offers that have come my way, and but I just didn't feel it in my gut that this is the right thing for me to do, and a lot of people question that, but I did not lower my ambition nor my character.
Kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
Yes, Reem, do you want to say something about that? Sometimes women being shamed, let's say, for being too ambitious.
Of course, it happens. It happens all the time. And coming from this generation, I know it still happens. But, luckily my dad has been my biggest support. And, in a family, when your father is, he's backing you, I think nobody can stop you from going ahead in life and following your dreams, achieving what you want. When you have that support, especially for a girl, if her father is supporting her, I think there's no stopping for her. There, like even today, whenever I have, big events happening, this and that, I'm a big time introvert. For me, my eyes are always looking for that man, that where is he standing, and that 2 seconds of look exchange with him, it gives me a different kind of confidence that probably nobody else can give me in this entire world. And just to know that he is there to support me if I make the wrong decisions as well. I know that I can go back home and he is going to have my back irrespective whatever I do.
So we need to raise men, boys, to be good
absolutely.
fathers, to be good husbands, so we can have the freedom that she's talking about.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's not just women have to ignore things and be strong and all. We need to raise good men. We need to raise good. You know what I mean?
You know, एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग लाइन थी, हम जब बोलते थे ना, हम जब बेटी बचाओ कैंपेन कर रहे थे ना, वो कैंपेन होना चाहिए बेटों को पढ़ाओ, बेटी बचाओ.
Yeah, so true. So
Because I think, because like what they're saying, you need a man. Like I've seen in my family, my mother was a principal for 40 years in the teaching profession, in an era when probably women were told to, sit at home after marriage, handle their child. I think she raised me even when she was working. She was waking up early, doing the house chores. She would go to school, come back, do her things. So I feel it's also men need to be. I think women don't need to be taught. I think men need to be taught way more than women.
Absolutely.
Because I feel also because it's such a man's world in the larger thought process that we tend to anyways undermine women. And हम events कर लेते हैं women empowerment के, but I think what we need to consider more is actions or content सबसे ज़्यादा.
Yes,
The kind of content that we put out, because 90% of the issues ना is actually content based, क्योंकि जो हम देखते हैं हम उसी से कहीं ना कहीं वो imbibe कर जाते हैं, because unfortunately a lot of people don't have the education that top tier city people have.
Right.
तो उनका evolution वैसे भी बहुत पीछे है हमसे. तो I think the basic way of evolving is that they read right, they read well, they're taught well, and they just taught the fact that I don't want to, it should not be taught to me that a man and a woman is equal.
Yeah.
Why should it be taught? मतलब इसमें सिखाने की क्या बात? So I feel वो जब तक वो thought नहीं आएगा ना, तब तक I don't know.
I have to ask you guys, from Dil Mil Gaye to now, where you play rivals, by the way, here, how have you really
still rivals.
No, here we are rivals.
We're not really rivals also in this. We just have a toxic relationship.
that we see.
कलेश है हमारे.
कलेश है हमारे पास.
हमारी
बहुत
जिंदगी में.
कलेश है.
No. So I was asking, all these more than a decade.
Yeah.
So how have you really seen each other growing
The
as
same.
actors,
No, we actually-
as people?
A lot of growth. I mean, and I think, I know Wahi, like you said, for a decade now, and I have seen tremendous growth in him. Not only in the way he looks, I mean, that is to a given, it's obvious, right? But I've seen the growth in a way. He wants to become better now. He used to never read before. He reads now, and he started reading many years before. But his taste.
हाँ यार, क्योंकि आधी सारी चीजें समझ ही नहीं आती थी मुझे, तो मैं थोड़ा vocab ठीक कर लेते हैं.
vocab. See, कुछ चीजें बिल्कुल नहीं बदलेंगे. इसका vocab हो जाएगा.
अंदर से तो दिल्ली है ना.
But obviously he's looking great and he's feeling great, and I've also seen a spiritual growth in him.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to explain it. ना कभी हमने ऐसे बैठकर बातें की है या ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, but I am a very spiritual person, and I feel that he's always looking for that kind of growth.
Right.
He's looking for, okay, how can I don't know how to explain it. It's a soul level connect that we have somewhere. I feel I see a lot of myself in him, and I think he also sees a lot of himself in me, and we both try to kind of be better for each other, even as friends. So yeah,
I just feel, I think the other day I put up a story on Instagram. It said, if मैं ऐसा ही हूँ is your constant state of mind in life, then you're not evolving.
Correct, absolutely.
Then your evolution has stopped.
Yeah.
And I feel,
Gosh, I use that in my dialogue the other day, and you know, this is the thing about Wahi and I, there are so many times he says, you know, this I did, or something like this I thought. I'm like, I had the same thought yesterday, or I had the same, you know, I did something similar to this. So एक पता नहीं, एक अजीब सा connection है हम दोनों का.
And I think it's very important. I feel I don't say that what I was at 24 or what she was at 24 was wrong. I think that was right for that time.
Yeah,
for that age.
For that age, for that era, for the life that we were living back then. But I think in hindsight, what the difference that I probably see in her or in myself is just probably that with time.
I'm glad you said type and not age.
With time, I think we just did not accept complacency, which is very easy. It's very easy to give up, or it's very easy to say, अब तो I've made it ना, अब क्या फर्क पड़ता है? क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है? But शायद जब हम बोलते हैं that you know we are in the era of digital, we are in the era of OTT, फर्क पड़ता है. Like we have to be better every day for ourselves, and I think that's what I've seen in Jen. Jen, since the time I've known her, has always been, I think, way more mature than her age.
Yeah.
She's also, because she's been working way longer than I have, she's seen a very different time frame. Also, the funda that we spoke about, being a girl and where she's reached and how loved she is.
Yes.
I think we can easily say that she's blessed, but I think we cannot undermine her work ethic.
Right,
or
absolutely.
the hard work that she's put. And I feel that's the change in me, that I want to imbibe all the right things or all the good things that I feel I don't have in me.
Oh.
At least I can try. चाहे वो Jen हो, Reem हो, क्योंकि it doesn't matter she's younger to me or she's not younger to me. I can any day learn something new from her.
Very true.
And if I can learn and I can put it in context to my life and make my life better, why not?
Absolutely. So this is basically the premise of the show, is that, you know, we see, you know, you are like the, let's say, bloodline heir to the company, right? And then there is him who is not necessarily related by blood, but then comes into
definitely
the picture.
not related by blood.
Yeah, okay. And so are you. Well, there's a lot of layers to your character. We'll come to that. Wait. No, I'm saying ki, you know, so of course, family lineage and not family lineage, there have been, you know, so many conversations about it, especially pertaining to the film industry. I'm not going to get into that. But do you even now feel, even for you, losing out on roles to perhaps people with more collections? Has that ever happened? Let's start with you.
Well, if I be honest, yes, it has happened. But, you know, that never really made me, like, I don't have a negative approach towards that, because I feel that my hard work will still take me ahead.
Okay.
And the blessings that I have from my grandmother, from the people that I meet, will still take me ahead. So yes, what you say, I agree, it happens. I have missed out on good opportunities, but it has still not made me a negative person, or I still don't hate them because she got it easier than me. No, I'm really enjoying the journey of hard work.
Yeah.
You know, and trust me, when you get something after a lot of hard work and a lot of mehnat, it's a different kick. जो मुझे बचपन से मिल रही है, and I love that kick. कि मुझे जब कोई चीज़ इतनी मेहनत करके मिलती है ना, it makes me feel so full about myself. I feel so happy about myself, and you know, that just somewhere makes me feel that God is with me. You know, I got it without, you know, anybody putting in a good word for me. I got it without, you know, coming from a certain background.
Right.
I got it without, you know, probably doing things that are not appropriate. It gives me a different high, it gives me a different kick, and I just feel that yes, you are one of universe's favorite child.
How
so it has just not made me a negative person. It exists, but I'm still okay about it. Because I don't shy away from hard work either. So,
right. You know, we were bombarded with fan questions for all three of you. We do not have time, but I would want to take one question, you know, just for your fans. Very quickly, we'll wrap this up. Okay. Oh, so this is a very interesting one. So @Be Like Sami is asking, a little curious, but may I know the intention behind naming the main characters as Virat and Anushka?
I'll tell you, that's a very good question. I also asked this because I'll tell you, the first 3 meetings, I was sitting in the reading session and our script actually said Annu and Virat. And I asked them, I said, "ये अन्नू का full नाम है क्या?"
जी.
And this is what I was told, कि they also didn't realize that Anushka and Virat thing till the time I raised this question.
I also didn't realize it, to be honest with you.
And yeah, actually you were there also.
Yeah.
And I was like, and she's like, "Kyun?" And I was like, because I think also why it happened was because they kept on saying Annu and Virat. Rather than Virat and Annu or Virat and Anushka.
Yeah.
It kept on just coming as Annu and Virat or Anushka and Virat.
Yeah.
So it doesn't resonate. But I feel even if they've kept it for some other reason, I don't think so. There is anything. I know it's for Instagram and for all the social media things. It could be a so-called viral aspect. But I feel they've loved the Virushka they've seen, and they'll like this Virat and Anushka also. I feel.
Okay, this last thing, @Scoops Ahoy is asking. Okay, this is for you. You both are working, as in you and Jennifer, you're working together for the first time, and we know that Reem adores Jenny a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know, they want to know a little bit about your first interaction with each other. That's all.
Oh.
Okay, so like if I go first, then she was doing a show. I can't name that show here. So I was a little girl that time. So I was on that set for another mock shoot, and she was doing the show. She was already shooting there. So as a little kid, I was just like, you know, walking and exploring, and I saw this like beautiful woman just cross me, and she was on her phone, and that's why I said that, you know, love at first sight happened when I was very young, and it happened with her. And then after that, we never met. We have so many common friends.
I didn't
we
know
have
this.
So
There's
many
things I don't know.
Yeah,
मुझे.
no, because I just always had this thing. I don't want to creep her out. Like, you know, she's a stalker or something, and you know, she's been stalking me before the show or something.
I think you worked with all her friends because of that, na?
Yeah, like, you know, the reason I became friends with Sehbaan is so that I'll get to meet her. But it never happened. You know, so many common friends, itna birthday parties, itni sari plan hui, but I never got to meet her.
Yeah.
And then we had this group meeting. In Soho House. So very religiously, I reached on time, and I was just like waiting, and then all of us were waiting for her to come, and तभी वो आई. I look back and, you know, then again.
और violin बजा.
Violin वो सब नहीं हुआ, वो सब बचपन में हुआ था मेरे साथ. And then the same flashback happened of like good 10 years ago when it happened when I saw her for the first time. And after that, when we did our first scene together, I was just like, I remember telling myself that do not creep her out. Just behave yourself. Like, you do not creep her out. Just behave yourself.
My God, I'm so. You know, there are these things I have not known. We've been shooting for 3 months together. And she works with me like I'm no big deal. Today I'm getting to know. No.
You go ask my parents also. The reason that I did the show is actually you and not for any other reason.
You know, but that's with every parents. My parents are like, जेनी के साथ काम करे.
नहीं, but मेरा
हमारा भी पूछ लो भाई, हम भी.
मेरा तो
is a universal favorite.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No, but it's also because I look up to her. It's not that, you know,
course,
just because she's beautiful. She's also a beautiful person. Hello. And you know, it's just that I look up to her. You know, she carries herself with so much grace, so much dignity.
Right.
And it's not easy with today's time, where, you know, people do random stuff just to get viral, and, you know,
And
just
stay
to,
relevant.
you know, be a part of the trend. She still carried herself with so much dignity and respect, and that's not easy. So I've looked up to her because she's a beautiful human being.
How lovely.
Oh my God,
how
I'm gonna start
lovely.
crying now.
And that's a great way to end this conversation. Let's not cry. Okay, but thank you so much. All the very best.
Thank you.
And looking forward to talking to you soon
Thank you
again.
so much.
Thank you everyone. Please watch Raisinghani Vs Raisinghani, 12th February onwards, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Sony live.
Yes, sorry.